All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's weekly Everyman crossword. Let's see what Everyman has for us this week. March curtailed, flipping, study intensely. Ah, well, that's really just like such a nice, simple, cryptic clue for a beginner, I think. And you just follow the instructions. Of course, once you speak the language, and that's, I think, the hard part for beginners. So the very word March, we're going to curtail it, drop the H, and then we're going to flip it. And that gives us cram for study intensely. All right. Oh, nice grid. Whenever you have the words around the edges, that's always nice. Cold, rough pods crushed for help when you're down with something. Again, I think so long as you know the language, so cold is often abbreviated to C, and then we're going to crush our anagram rough pods for help. I suppose when you're sick, but maybe there's some punning definition you're down. Ah, no, we do have, it's actually not a very difficult anagram because we take the OUGH and then we get cough drops. So it is when you're sick. Our rapid deployment in some things coming down. Ah, so I think this must be an anagram, a deployment of R rapid, which is 7 letters. Some things coming down. Well, I see we have air. I think it might be airdrop. Ah, yes. So I suppose, funny, the first thing I think of, isn't that what Apple calls the way of transferring files, airdrop? But the older meaning, when aid would be dropped out from an airplane, an airdrop. All right, let's go over to this 9. So this is the trademark everyman clue we look for every week, primarily. So we take the first letters of, unsurprisingly, this Randstad eco city has trams. I like that. So that spells out, and I presume describes, Utrecht. All right, let's stick on the left-hand side. Nurse schooner, perhaps, port overseen by me. Well, perhaps can indicate an anagram. So I'm wondering if we do have to anagram nurse schooner, but then the definition would be port overseen by me, which also sounds like wordplay. Yeah. Yeah. So it's the person who oversees a port would be a harbor master. Yeah, it's a funny definition, um, but I think not too difficult. Oh no, hold on now. There's no B in nurse schooner. Ah, yeah, that's so funny. I was just assuming that was an anagram with the H and the U and the O, but there's no M either. Ah, yes, I think if you nurse a grievance, you harbor that. And a schooner, I think perhaps maybe something with a mast, a ship with a mast. Can it be called a master? Or is every man taking some liberties there? Anyway, I'm fairly confident that is the answer. All right, carbon copy, fireproof a bit. Well, a bit perhaps suggests a hidden clue, but we don't have an R. Oh, we do. Yeah, within fireproof, we have reproduction. All right. Poor, like a dreadful description of gruesome Victoriana. Well, I'm thinking description of gruesome Victoriana is a penny dreadful. So I think pennies comes into it somehow, but then I'm thinking poor is something like penny pinching, or oh, there is a uh not pick penny, pull pennies for somebody who is poor. And so I think dreadful maybe is the word. We need to think of a four-letter word beginning with P. Yeah, no, I'm not quite sure about that. Let's try this 10 down. Cut around nasty old icicle. It grips tightly. I think it grips tightly must be the definition. And we're going to put a word for cut, or maybe actually the word cut, around, maybe an anagram of old icicle. That's 9 letters, if I'm counting right, yeah. So we would need a 4-letter cut. Clip, maybe. It grips tightly. Actually, something clip would grip tightly. I'm just not seeing it. How about complete state? All right, here we have a double definition. Something that is a complete disgrace might be an utter disgrace, and if you utter something, you're stating it. All right, let's move over to the other side. Loud gale found smashing bay. Well, loud is usually F in music forte. Gale. Yeah, I'm just wondering if the smashing could be an anagram indicator. Gale found, yeah, is 9 letters plus the F from forte would make 10. And I think it is going to be the Gulf of Gulf of Mexico. I would love to see that. But Gulf of, what do we have left over? An E, an A. Oh, and then of course the ND. Oh, Gulf of Aden, I think. All right, cool. Eliot, embracing the East in freeform works. Wow. Cool might be fan. And oh, I think Eliot is going to be T.S. Eliot, and I'm going to think that maybe the East is Asia. He's embracing Asia, and so freeform works, I suppose, are fantasias. Dessert, ooh, fruit something. Tomato, which is a fruit, on a nail. I'm wondering about fruit cocktail. We used to love having fruit cocktail when we were kids. Um, but yeah, rusty nail, I think, is a type of cocktail. They all have these fanciful names. I'm going to go with it anyway. Removes antlers from deer, regularly cropped first to last. So that sounds like wordplay at the end, like the regular letters maybe have cropped and then moving the first letter to the end. I presume it is removes antlers. D horns, I suppose. Let's see if I can work out how that would be. Yeah, I think we might get the D and the E from deer. Yes, so deer regularly is the D and the E, and then cropped is shorn, and we move the S to the end. Grub, meaning peace won't come. Well, grub can be food, but it can also be a little insect thing, grub. Meaning peace won't come. Yeah, I don't see that. Ooh, pair of characters from 2001. Well, I think now that we have these letters, I think it's fairly straightforward that they're the noughts in the middle of 2001. That's a good clue. Oh, nosh. Yes, so SH is telling someone to hush or you want peace, but there's no SH for the nosh. All right. Mousy lion revived in alarming fashion. Well, mousy lion has 9 letters and it includes LY. So, and I presume that's going to be the U there. We still need the N and M and another O in alarming fashion. Let me pause and work that one out. Of course, it is ominously. All right, let's try this. Charlatans trendier analyses heard. Well, the herd suggests it's a homophone. So then the definition, I think, will be at the start. Charlatans. Yeah, trendier might be hipper. And that we're going to hear that as part of the homophone. HY. And then a word for analyses. No, I don't quite see it. All right, that was our... so I don't think it is anything to do with penny. Poor... No. Love to yak emptily, going round city. So, is it going to be a city? Yak emptily suggests we're going to have just YK. Yeah, is that going to be K? Well, not Kiev. But going around might also mean the YK is going to go around. I think just the fact that we start with a K suggests no, the going round means reversing. I don't quite get that. All right, dancing, gather bottles, and music maker. Gather bottles is 13 letters, 6 and 7, very handily. So I'm wondering if that is going to be a music maker. Now that could be an instrument, or it could be the name of a musician. Yeah, I don't see anything likely. Aerodynamic device that might come with an alert. No. One takes a bow before and after concert. I'm thinking something like yeah, cellist. I was thinking first violinist, violist, but I think it's a cellist who takes up their bow and then they take a bow. Could be something else, but that seems likely. After university, Frenchman, acting affectedly, not impressive. Well, university is usually you. Maybe it could be uni. I'm wondering if it could be, yeah, unim, something meaning not impressive. Is it an, no, it's not a, could be an anagram of Frenchman after a U. Not impressive. I don't see that either. Oh, that does mean 22 would end in U. Oh, biblical brother covered in, excuse me, I always cough when I read any kind of sauce. Um, Covered in Worcestershire sauce, so hidden within that sauce is Esau, who sold his brother for a mess of pottage, I think is the quote. All right, let's finish the acrosses. Disrespectfully, Your Majesty, 2 or 3 are needed for a dance. Oh, I wonder if it's a disrespectful way of referring to Your Majesty. And then the definition 2 or 3. Oh, 2-step, 3-step. Well, there's a 2-step. But step, I don't think would be Your Majesty. No. Oh, I was just thinking there about King Charles and, maybe some insulting term for him. And I thought of, oh, Chaz. And of course, cha-cha is a dance and a cha-cha-cha is a dance. That's very clever. I like that one. Offers introductory music. Well, I think often in classical music, say before an opera, there might be an overture, and I think overtures are offers of a kind. Ones mixed with gin and drop of Rosso. Well, I'm wondering if we literally mix ONES with GIN, then the definition is drop of Rosso, which I don't know, is that a red wine? Yeah, I wonder if it is one's gin anagrammed, then does it end ing? No. Oops, don't know what happened there. Bad borscht, no starter, every man hiding, he avoids problems. Um, so I think we're going to anagram borscht, but without the B. And every man is hiding, well, every man referring to himself as I. So I think that is going to be an ostrich. There are a lot of ostriches at the moment putting their head in the sand. All right, philosophers preparing dish for Paul Hollywood, you say. It's an incredible, I thought it was a made up name when I first saw reference to Paul Hollywood, but I presume it is his real name. He's the chef, is at the Great British Bake Off. So I presume it's going to be a philosopher, and it sounds like, yes, if you're baking something for him, and that sounds like Francis Bacon, I think was the philosopher, but I may be mixing him up with the explorer. Oh yeah, we did that one. All right, I think we've looked at everything. Oh yeah, this does look like an anagram of gather bottles and music maker. Uh, Braith, no, yeah, I'm not seeing something. Here's our charlatans. Maybe it is a plural. Yeah, it's plural word because, of course, then a homophone of analyses. I don't know if synonym for analyses or analysis. A take, I suppose. I'm going to pause and run through the alphabet for the first letter there. Well, I think it must be. I thought it might be hipper, and I think it is hypocrites. So of course the dropped R, or the intrusive R, I should say, hipper for hippo, hypocrites. I suppose crit might be short for criticism, which might be an analysis. Are hypocrites charlatans, though? I don't think so, but maybe. The city must be Kyoto. Yeah, so love is an O, TO is TO, yak emptily is YK, and that all is turned around to give us Kyoto. Oh, I just realized what a music maker might be. I think it's a bit of a controversial term, but a ghetto blaster, I think, is an anagram. All right, now our aerodynamic device might be some kind of wing, but what might come with an alert, maybe just a double definition. Trying to think of the little aerofoils or whatever they put on planes to guide the air around the wing, help break it up or whatever they do. Yeah. All right. Well, I don't think this then is an anagram of Frenchman, thank goodness. Oh, I do think it is going to be an ing. Un. Yes. So university is uni. Frenchman we often see as monsieur. And if you're acting affectedly, you are posing. I think that was the big insult of my teenage years when someone would call you a poser. You never wanted to be that. All right, yeah, this could be gin and ones, but it's definitely not an ing. But I do wonder, maybe it's an Italian wine. Rosso, I think, is Italian. Uh, not, yeah. What is that? No, I think I need some more letters. All right, the top is looking good, but I just need to get my it grips tightly. Uh, yeah, let me. Yeah, nasty must be an anagram indicator for old icicle. I have a feeling this might be a clip because we're going to pick up two C's from icicle. Um, and so it really doesn't matter what we have in the second position because we're going to have our LIP. And of course, the L and the I could be part of that. Well, we do need another L, another C, and a D at least. Let me pause and ponder that one. Ah, yes, when I paused, I realized the word for cut might be crop. And so the clip is mainly coming from the old icicle. And when I looked at the letters left over, I saw we have crocodile clip, which definitely grips tightly. All right. Oh, a spoiler, of course, needs to come with an alert. Ah, that's great. All right. How about our drop of Rosso? Yeah, let me pause and see what letters I have left over from one's gin. Well, actually, I didn't get as far as looking at the letters, but I just spotted there is Negroni I've heard of. And so I think we're mixing gin with one O-N-E. So not there's no S. And the drop of Rosso is the R. So I think the whole thing is an and lit. And I presume that is the recipe for making a Negroni. Did not know that. Ah, poor must be penniless. Like a all right. So it is relatedly to do with Penny Dreadful, or you have to think of Penny Dreadful. So then, if you just see someone describe it as dreadful, that description is penniless, but with a question mark to let you know how ridiculous that is. All right, no check all button on the Everyman. We'll have to wait until next week. I got one wrong last week, rather amusingly. I didn't spot that opportunity would be toe in the door. I think I usually hear foot in the door. He got a foot in the door, but toe in the door would work too. And I thought it was a tie on the door. Anyway, you live and learn. All right, well, thanks as always for watching and have a great day.